It's the National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno-Tahoe.
So one day while we were sitting around the campfire swapping lies, we decided we want to do something a little different besides traditional STOL. STOL, or short takeoff and landing. A traditional STOL contest measures your takeoff distance and your landing distance. You add those two numbers together, and the person with the shortest number wins. So we thought we would spice it up by trying a drag race. Two aircraft side by side, running down a 2,000-foot long course and seeing who the first aircraft comes to a complete stop wins. We've since refined that to a timed event, and over the course of this entire weekend, we're going to take a look at everybody's average times of their best 7 runs and determine the over $20,000 in prize money, how we're going to split that up amongst these. How many aircraft do we got now, Anitra? 21? All right. So Kevin Quinn and Kyle are taxiing the aircraft out to the start-finish line, which will be up here to our left slightly.
Are you ready? Here we go. Are you ready? You ready, Tim? On the arm bar, boys. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
And that's the drag race start. Kevin Quinn, the leader of the pack, sending them down the course. And they throw it in a full hard slip to decelerate as quickly as possible to hit the line at the far end of the course. They're looking for the line, boom. They want to land on or beyond the line. Now come screeching to a halt. Full stop. Now spin it around as fast as they can. Step on it, and these aircraft are getting highly modified now. And look at that lead by Eddie Sanchez in the number 1 lane. He has got that Highlander hopped up. Wow. Full slip, slowing it down as quick as he can, looking for the line, plops it down, lock up the brakes. And looks like Eddie Sanchez in the number 1 lane gets her stop first.
Tim, follow Eddie. I got an off heading on the far end, Eddie. Far end. I got an off heading.
Can you see him up there, Anitra?
I can see now that I have my chair.
Who we got next?
Okay, coming out next, it looks like we've got the hometown pilot here, Kevin Palmer, number 21, and his Kit Fox.
They were clear,
and
of course.
Kathy. Oh, hold on. I didn't bring my binoculars today.
And next, Kevin Palmer in the number 1 lane with the red Kit Fox. Is that Kathy Page in the number 2 lane?
Yep, we've got Kevin Palmer, closest us.
Kevin, here we go. On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
We've got the 3, 2, 1, see ya. The famous launching cadence from Kevin Quinn, and that is Kathy Page in her Carbon Cup Lunacy.
Realize, copy.
Our only female competitor here in the event this year. Full slip.
Who does it?
Floating over the line. Bit of a bounce, get her to a stop, and the full stop needs to include the tail wheel down.
What?
Excellent turnaround. They're both neck and neck. Who's gonna chop it first? So the Kit Fox has got to carry it a little farther down the line. He's got a little less inertia and energy than the Carbon Cub. Who gets stopped first? So close to call. Could you see it, which one it was?
I could not tell. It was so close.
Number 1 lane.
right, it looks like we've got the rookie, Rod Hewitt, and the number 11, Angry Kitten. That's a Rans S7. And we've also got STOL Drag
Third down
veteran
course.
Tony
Third down
Sanchez.
course.
in his
Timers, how we doing?
Just
Brenda,
aircraft
you
super
good?
STOL. God bless John Wayne, that
Ready,
number
Tony?
63.
On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
That sounds like a Stockmanized Rotax engine in that Rans S7. Some of our lighter weight aircraft pulling a good lead on the Super STOL in the number 1 lane. Super STOL has a bit more drag. He can carry the power into the turnaround a little longer. Rans S7 gets stopped at the turnaround first, whips it around, and it's got the whole shot out of the turnaround. Good lead by the Rans S7. Good turns, says the judges.
That's good. That's good. Get her stopped.
Looks like the Rans S7 got stopped first.
That's what I'm seeing
Good
from
run,
my
good run.
pedestal.
Rod got you by a hair, Tony.
All right, it
Clear
looks like we've got
taxi.
the 180 Skywagon battle coming out now.
No
Got
penalties that run,
coming
right
out now is Warren Grobular, number 46, in that beautiful polished 180, and Ty Burlington in the red and black 180.
These are our heaviest aircraft out here at STOL Drag Racing. So the point is you can run what you brung if you want to go STOL Drag Racing. Whatever airplane you brought, you will be equalized by this 2,000-foot long course.
Go, boys. 3, 2, 1.
Ty Burlingham is a rookie. This is his second STOL Drag event, and Warren is our heavy veteran.
Looks like Warren getting a good lead out of the hole. Oh, look at that. He does the double side slip, left and right. Putting on a show. Full
This
stop.
is a close one. It looks like they're stopped at the same time.
How was that turn?
Simultaneous turn.
They're coming out just about neck and neck.
One, this is my favorite race to watch. I
Yeah.
love these guys.
2,600 pounds of heavy hauler, P-Punk modified. A little pop, little left, little right.
We've got a confirmation. Both those turns were good turns.
Who's it going to be? Lily, what do you see up there? Looks like lane 1 stopped first.
Warren Grobular, our STOL Drag heavy veteran,
Brian,
takes
who
the
won
win
that
on
race?
one. We've got Steve Henry coming out. I think everybody in the stands who knows anything about STOL
won that
Drag
last
knows
race?
Yeehaw 8.
Is that Harry Beau Prey in the number
Okay, we're clear
1
down
lane?
course.
That is number
Third down
27,
course.
Harry Beaupre. You are correct. And the
Harry?
Spirit of Lewis.
The arm drop. 3, 2, 1.
Listen to this. 300 plus horsepower Yamaha Apex engine. Nothing can catch that aircraft. He's going to be turned around before the kit box even gets there.
Give somebody
Harry
else a
Beaupre,
chance
known
to
for that
do it.
aggressive slip. I love it.
Come to a full stop. Now watch this come blasting out of the hole. Look at that turnaround. Wham! Hit it! He's out of here.
Man, he's fucking fast.
Steve revealed some of his secret weapons. If you watch the top of his wing, some spoilers will pop out as he's approaching the finish line to slow him down.
And then watch the flaps as he hits the point. Bam! Drops the flaps with a hair trigger. I should say raise the flaps. Good job, Harry. Pretty hard to beat a Steve Henry in a 300 to 400 horsepower Yamaha Apex engine and a super lightweight build. We want to invite everybody down to the STOL pits after our runs today and come out and check out these aircraft and meet all the pilots.
All right, we've got Aaron Greer, number 84, in a just aircraft Highlander, the Moose Knuckle, coming out in lane 1, or lane 2, lane 1. We've got number 66, John Hockala, in the Big Tuna, the 701. And they're off.
Well, that's a pretty good race. The Big Zenith Tri-Gear, a flying Jeep.
John Hockala is the only tricycle gear competing in the STOL Drags this week.
And he has a challenge of getting the tricycle gear aircraft turned around here at this turnaround, but he does a good job with it. The tail wheel can just whip right around. Good turns. Looks like Aaron Greer's got a good lead. Throws it into a slip. Making it over the line and coming to a stop first in the number 2 lane.
Good job. I think Aaron Johnson just by there. Clear to taxi, Aaron. Follow John.
All right, we've got number 80, Bo Ellis, coming out in a mini wagon, which is a American Legend Cub.
That's
with
right.
A Skywagon tail. And then we've got Brian Steck, number 221, in the blue Legend Cub Moax Scooter STOL.
Timer. Brian.
Now watch this number 1 lane. He's got a secret weapon on his airplane. See if he can blow it. Pretty even off the line. Floating over the... Now watch the number 1 lane. Let's see what happens. Look at that.
You hear it? Oh, sounds like someone's got data.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Bo's got a good lead at the turnaround. Now let's see who can get stopped first. Bo touches down first and rolls to a stop. Brian hits the reverse in a cloud of dirt and gets it stopped extremely short with that MT reversible pitch propeller from McFarland Aviation.
Looks like lane 2 takes the win.
And just a reminder, when we call these lanes, lane 1 is the lane that's closest to us, and lane 2 is the lane that's farthest away.
All right, we've got Kit Foxes coming out now. We've got Ty Firk in number 4 and Evan Rude in lane 2. And then we've got Brian Bowen in the STOL Fox in lane 1.
Brian Bowen doing a lot of work on that Rotax-powered Kit Fox, pulling a good lead. You can hear that engine prop combination. I believe he's running a Yamaha engine as well. When I said Rotax earlier, I think he's running Yamaha.
He is running Yamaha.
So that's one of the neat things about this sport is you can take a lot of different power sport engines and deploy them in these experimental aircraft, including those engines that are coming out of watercraft and snowmobiles. And these engines are able to be supercharged or turbocharged and achieve horsepower of about 300 to 400 horsepower in a very lightweight engine and still remain reliable. Good turns. Brian getting touchdown first.
And lane one.
Time follow Brian. Brian, I think, takes them to no penalties.
A couple of folks that are no stranger to STOL drags coming out now. In the number 2 lane, Hal Stockman in the Stockmanized Lawnmower 3, the lightest aircraft out here in the field. Brand's S7. And in the number 1 lane, young Austin Clemens, I just got an update. He's now officially 20 years old, our youngest competitor in the Aviat Husky A1C.
What I love about this particular race is that both of these aircraft have the beta on their props. And you can hear Hal's already engaged his to start slowing him down, whereas he's got the mechanical reverse and Austin's is hydraulic.
That's funny. Hal hits that reverse. He's still like a quarter mile away from the line, and that thing just comes down like a rock.
For those that are not familiar with the term beta, we call that a reversible pitch prop. How does that work, Juan?
Well, money. Like everything else in aviation, it's money. And if you go visit McFarland Aviation, they'll sell you an MT reversible pitch prop. And it's primarily used in amphibious aircraft operations, so you don't have a dock buster of an airplane when you come approaching the dock. You can ease it into reverse a little bit and simply twist the blades of the propeller enough to where they are now blowing the air forward instead of backwards.
All right, so it looks like Austin takes the win stops first on that one. And now we have coming out the beast, number 22, Jeff Whiteley. That is a Cessna 175. You'll notice that it has a tail wheel. This was originally a tricycle gear and was converted to tail wheel. And then we have him up against the number 11 Just Aircraft Highlander flown by Dave Curley in the Grasshopper.
Jump rope on the arm drop. 3, 2, 1.
Flying Jeff Rowe in the number 2 lane, flying the Beast, that highly modified experimental exhibition Cessna 175. Dave Curley with the Just Aircraft Highlander. Number 1 lane, and they are very closely matched. And that's the neat thing about doing this based on time instead of double bracket elimination, is we can pair you up aircraft that are very closely matched all day long. Oh yeah, look at that. Curley gets stopped early. He's going to get a big jump now. This is where the slower aircraft can win in a STOL drag competition. Good turns. Dave Curley floating over the finish line. And the Beast plopping it in. Raising the flaps, jumping on the brakes. So by raising the flaps, they're able to take the lift off of the wings and transfer the weight of the aircraft onto the wheels for more effective wheel braking.
And it looks like the Grasshopper takes the stop on that one.
The slower aircraft wins. Look at that. Is that Bruce Graham I hear pulling out there?
That is Bruce Graham in Yellow Thunder, his Carbon Cub.
Start pedaling when I say go. You're cleared down, you're cleared up. We got a time for you. Here you go, Bruce. On the drop. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like Bruce Graham is running a solo run. In his yellow carbon cup.
And although he's flying solo, he's still going to give it his best go because these are timed events.
You got to come down and meet Bruce Graham. He's quite an amazing individual. He's donated several of his, what did he donate? A kidney?
Kidney and, I believe, partial liver.
Yeah, yeah. And done many amazing adventures in his life. He's always looking for the next big adventure. Climbed Mount Everest. Got himself a carbon cub. Travels all over the world. Airline pilot. That's right, boys. You better fill the bill. That's right, Kevin. Don't make me sit up here and talk for 45 minutes, but Danny will start telling stories that you'll...
Although Juan Brown, you could do it very well. Anitra could help us too.
All right, we've got Kevin Palmer coming out in his number 21 Kit Fox, the red and blue airplane. And he's going up against number 85, Kathy Page, in Lunacy, her carbon cub, that she just took delivery of earlier this year.
Kathy Page still even leaving her cargo pod on the bottom of her carbon cub, running them the stock.
Although the carbon cub is new to Kathy is not a stranger to the STOL drag races. She's been racing these races since they started, and she competed in a Piper Clipper, no flaps.
That was some good training. It was Kathy and the Clipper Caper.
This is so close. They both turned around about the same time. They're headed back. Looks like Kathy's edging the lead on the way back, folks, but that does not mean that she's going to take the stop first.
Good turns. Kathy get touchdown first?
It looks like she got touchdown first, but can she?
What do you see, Lily? The number one lane.
Kathy takes the stop on this one. All right, back out is, God bless, John Wayne. That is Tony Sanchez in his Just Aircraft Super STOL. And he's lined up with number 11, Rod Hewitt, STOL Drag rookie, in his Rans S7. That's the blue and yellow. Airplane in lane 1. That is the Angry Kitten. The famous 321C as Kevin Quinn launches those airplanes.
The Rans S7 in the number one lane, touching down first. Complete stop. Oh, they're going to be closely matched coming out of that. It's a perfect turnaround. Just neck and neck. The entire race can easily be won or lost down there at the turnaround. Rans pulling a good lead out of the turnaround.
I have to interject here, as I do every day. There's a lot of physical work going on in the cockpit in terms of timing. But in addition to that, it's just not moving an airplane with your hands and your feet. the mental gymnastics about when to chop the power, when to put the flaps down, when to put your spoilers up, number 44, all that's in your head, and you got to get that right along with your hands and feet to make it all work for you. Oh, there's the chalk line. Am I going to land short or long? Am I going to land on it? I just can imagine the head work that's going on in there.
All in a very short amount of time, and then you throw a little bit of wind on it. I mean, we can take it up to about a 10-knot crosswind. Boy, you got your hands full, and you got to keep it in your lane.
All right, we had heard back that Rod Hewitt in that number 11 Rans S7, the Angry Kitten, took the win or the stop on that one. And now we have the heavies out. We've got Warren G and Ty Burlingham back out in these 180 Skywagons battling it out.
Very closely matched heavy haulers. Warren G running the 550 engine, I believe it is, at his 180. And in the number 1 lane, he's running the P-Punk 470 with the 520 cylinders.
Warren G just replaced that engine in that number 46.
Look at that, the rookie really got him on the turnaround.
Yes, he did. I think that's the first time he's got him this event.
Scratch lane 1, that explains it. So when we say scratch, that means he landed before the line.
See what I mean?
Lots to think about. And in the backcountry, if you land before the line, there goes your landing gear. There's a log. There's the edge of the landing strip. No telling what. You got to hit your mark within inches.
Okay, this is an exciting lineup. You've got Eddie Sanchez coming out in his number 48 Devil Girl 2. And Tim Shellhorn at Psycho Billy, number 73. Now, these are all contenders for top finishers here, so these are very exciting and should be pretty close races.
Okay, we're cleared down and we're cleared up. Timers, are you ready? Are you ready, Tim?
Oh, good jump in the number 1 lane. That's it. Tim gets that turbocharger going, and you can hear it surging a little bit. Those aircraft now are so highly modified with so much power that the brakes cannot hold them. And if he adds just a little bit too much power, he will jump the gun if he's not careful. It'll just pull him right off the ground with the brakes locked up.
That's right. So Tim Shellhorn, the number 73 Carbon Cub, actually isn't turboed, but he is running nitrous, whereas Eddie Sanchez is running that Yamaha 998 turbo, but he does not have nitrous. So that's an interesting lineup.
Look at that, perfectly matched. This is extremely competitive. These guys are out for that $20,000 purse. Who is it, Lily? Number 1 lane?
Lane 1 takes it. Tim Shellhorn takes it, and Psycho Billy.
That's it, ka-ching.
All right, we've got Harry Beaupre coming out in his Kit Fox number 27, the Spirit of Lewis, and then the famous Steve Henry in his Wild West aircraft number 44, Yeehaw 8.
Listen to this RPM of this engine.
Cleared up. Timers, you ready? Steve, you ready?
Wham! Like a catapult launch off a carrier deck. He pulls it well over 100 miles an hour within the first 1,000 feet of this course.
Let's not forget about Harry. Look for that aggressive slip, and there it is. He's known for that ever-aggressive slip. Harry is.
Blast off out of the turnaround. 8,000 RPM. Gear reduction drive. Here come the flaps.
Let's talk about the engine on number 44.
Yeah, I got to get it straight this year. I got to go down the pits and see what he's changed. But last I saw it was a Yamaha Apex. Is that a snowmobile or a snowmobile engine? That's right. Turbocharged. And so he's able to get over 300 horsepower and 8,000 RPM.
8,000 RPM, not the prop, but
right.
not the prop.
And that's through the Skytrax prop gear reduction drive, brings that down to a reasonable RPM for that giant four-bladed composite propeller.
Okay, so the Apex, which is a 4-cylinder Yamaha, was in Yeehaw 6. Now with Yeehaw 8, he has switched to the 998 Turbo Sidewinder, which is now a 3-cylinder engine.
Which is another snowmobile engine,
It
correct?
is a snowmobile engine, and he's hitting 13,000 RPMs in this one.
Holy smokes. I thought the RPM came down. Yeah.
All right, we've got the Moose Knuckle and Big Tuna. That's Aaron Greer in the Just Aircraft Highlander, orange and gray, and Big Tuna in the Zenith, number 66. Is he taxiing all the way down there?
He's got to get off the ground. That's one of the few rules we have. They both come to a stop at about the same time. Oh, the tail dragger gets him at the turnaround. Work that rudder. Keep it in your lane. Perfect conditions out here today.
Speaking of keeping it in your lane, can you explain the penalties for lane violations?
Well, a lane violation, like a wing over your outside of your lane, you're basically, that run is scratched. Just lose that time. And if you keep it up, you're out of here. You got to keep it in your lane. That was lane 1. Thanks, Lily.
So Aaron Greer in that Just Aircraft Highlander, the Moose Knuckle, takes the stop on that one. And we've got Brian Steck, number 221, in that Legend Cub Moac coming out. And Brian Bowen in his STOL Fox, which is basically a Kit Fox fuselage with aftermarket wings.
I think that's Bo, isn't that Bo? In the number 1 lane?
Oh, it is. Interestingly enough, that is another interesting build, as it's a Legend Cub with a Skywagon tail. So that's the mini wagon.
That's right. Like Kevin said, the battle of two legends, two Legend Cubs. Bo gets touchdown first. That reversible pitch prop helps get Brian Steck in the number 2 lane stopped. Almost caught up with Bo. Very well matched at the turnaround. Now Bo's got the faster aircraft, the faster going, but Brian in the number 2 lane, the blue aircraft, has got the faster stopping aircraft. So let's see how this plays out. Boom, Bo smashes it down first. Who gets stopped first?
Oh, that's a close one. Too close to call. Clear to taxi. Clear to taxi.
Almost too close to call. Lily says it looked like the number 1 lane.
Let's talk about, you brought up the brakes. They're not stock brakes. You guys got the super brakes on there, the quadruple, everything in the massive knobby tires. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're still running Cleveland wheels and brakes, but they're usually running or Behringer wheels and brakes. But what they've got is highly modified suspensions that helps them from bouncing. So it helps with the rebound control of the suspension to minimize the bouncing and get the braking effectiveness to the dirt. And
we've got the 321 CU on the Battle of the Kit Foxes. We've got Ty Firkin in lane 1 in Evinrude, and now we've got Brian going out in his STOL Fox.
Now, Anitra, do you remember which engine Brian's running in his? Is he running the 4-cylinder Yamaha or the new 3-cylinder?
I do not know off the top of my head, Juan, but I will check it and find out and let you know.
Yeah, we'll have all this sorted out by tomorrow. Because these guys like to change up their engines frequently. Always searching for more power.
Oh, you can see him fine-tuning and tweaking in the pits between the races.
More power and lightweight. Looks like number 2 lane gets touchdown first. And Brian brings it to a stop first.
You just brought up weight. Generally speaking, what would be the lightest race weight that you would have and the heaviest race weight that you would have on any of these exhibitions?
Well, you're seeing our lightest aircraft taxi out right now. Hal Stockman in the Lawnmower 3, the white Rans S7. He's got that thing pared down to about 600 pounds. Super lightweight. And our rookie in the big 180 was weighing in, what did he say, Lily? About 2,600 pounds. Young Austin Clemens in the number 2 lane in the Husky Aviat A1C, and Hal Stockman in the number 1 lane in the ultralight Lawnmower 3.
Listen closely and you can hear Hal engage that beta.
He puts it in beta as soon as he gets the halfway point. I don't know, he might have scratched. Getting that timing down is a pain.
Hal actually can engage that beta so much earlier than Austin because his is mechanical and Austin's is hydraulic, so you have to thread the needle with that. The oil pressure and the RPMs have to be just right. Using the beta prop is an art.
Yeah, that adds a lot to the complexity that Danny was talking about in the cockpit, depending on what reversible system you have. Now, if Hal needs to extend a little bit, he could just pop that prop a little bit forward and extend his glide into the finish line.
Clear to taxi, Austin. Clear to taxi, follow Hal. That was really close. I'd have to go to a video.
Wow, number 2 lane. They're so close, they got to look to video. And this is getting so serious over this $20,000 now. Everybody's got iPhones down there, and they are videotaping every single run. And then they go back to the trailer and argue about it all night long over many, many beers until we decide exactly what time to give each individual run. We're going to average that out over the whole weekend and determine where that ka-ching goes.
Curly, you ready? Jeffro, on the arm drop. 3, 2, 1.
We've got Jeffro number 22 in the Beast, that gorgeous Cessna 175. Love that paint job. And he's going against Curly number 11, the Grasshopper, in the Just Aircraft Highlander.
Looks like, once again, the light aircraft gets stopped first in the number 1 lane.
Somehow.
And the big 175. By the way, that 175 is running a 0470 Continental engine and a big old seaplane propeller. Jeff comes down from Oregon, around Salem, Oregon area. Lives on a nice airstrip up there. Ooh, full stall landing by a little bouncing. Some interesting arrivals on that run. Oh, it was a scratch lane 1, but he won this. He got the stop first, but he scratched. Landed short of lane 1.
Bruce Graham taking the line in his number 7 Yellow Thunder Carbon Cub. Now's a good time to talk about Carbon Cub, actually, because they are a gold sponsor for the STOL Drags.
Carbon Cub out of Yakima, Washington, where you can go up there and buy your STOL drag-ready aircraft. And it's these sort of events, the whole backcountry aviation scene has really taken off in the last decade or so. And these are a young group of aviators that have been really social media savvy and have really captured the attention of a whole new generation of pilots. And they've done a wonderful job of helping to introduce a whole new generation of pilots into aviation where there's such a huge pilot shortage, because Danny and I have been retired for years. We're out of here and we need new pilots. And the cost of admission has been so high for so many years that now we're really short of pilots, that is. We're also short too. Easing it on in with his Carbon Cub. Nice landing, Bruce. Boom, there goes the tail.
You found the National Championship Air Races presented by Reno-Tahoe. Visit Reno-Tahoe.com.
Okay, round 2 of STOL Drag Racing. Kathy Page in the number 2 lane and Kevin Palmer in the number 1 lane in the red Kit Fox. Remember, the lane closest to us is the number 1 lane. The lane farthest from us is the number 2 lane. Kathy already in a hard slip in her Carbon Cub. And Kevin popping it up a little bit in his slip. We got to land him on or beyond the line. Come to a full stop. Spin them around and haul as fast as they can back to the start-finish line, 2,000 feet back down the course. The first aircraft that stops gets the best time, generally. And we're matching up. Look at that, neck and neck racing. Throw it in the slip, pop the flaps out, looking for the line. Good turns. So close. What do you see up there, guys? Lane 1, Kevin Palmer. Who do we got coming out next, Anitra?
All right, looks like we've got the number 11 Angry Kitten. That is Rand's S7, piloted by Rod Hewitt. He's a rookie on the STOL Drag Race Series. And then looks like we've got number 63, God Bless John Wayne, piloted by Tony Sanchez in his Just Aircraft Super STOL.
What would John Wayne do? Whenever you're confronted with an aviation emergency, just consider that.
Timers, are you ready? Are you ready, Tony? Are you ready, Ron? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1,
The illustrious Kevin Quinn, the leader of the circus down there with the arm drop drag race start. Looks like the Rams S7 has a good lead. Throws it in a hard slip. Don't scratch. Get it on or beyond the line. Full stop. Spin him around. Let's see who comes out of the hole shot first. Anitra, do you know what engine he's running in that Rams S7?
He is running a Rotax 912.
Sounds like a Stockmanized, a Hal Stockman souped up Rotax. Number 2 lane gets touchdown first, but remember, it's the aircraft that stops first. So close. Too close to call. Too close.
All right, we've got the Sky Wagons coming out, the 180s. We've got the Red Wagon, piloted by Ty Burlingham, and the number 46 polished 180, piloted by Warren Grobular.
These are our heavy hitters. These are the heaviest aircraft we got out here at STOL Racing, weighing in at over 2,600 pounds, but this is the great equalizer. This 2,000-foot-long course, you can take a 2,600-pound airplane or a 600-pound airplane and get similar scores.
We've got a veteran and a rookie running this race. Although Tyler is a rookie to the STOL Drags, he is a pilot with 9,000 hours, so no stranger to flying, just new to STOL Drags.
And Warren G. in the polished 180 came all the way out from Naples, Florida, a 20-hour trip.
I tell you, Juan, if you're going to make a flight to one of these, the 180s to do it in, I wouldn't want to make that trip in a Highlander.
Yeah.
Was that first class or coach when he came out from?
That's right. He said first class all the way in a 180, man. And both of these 180s have some P-punk work done to them. Warren doing the left and right side slip, his signature maneuver.
Call that the wig-wag slip.
Who's going to get stopped first? Bringing those big heavies to a stop.
Clear to taxi, Ty follow Warren. That was a good run.
Warren takes it by a hair. All right, we've got Steve Henry coming out, that number 44. Yeehaw 8 with Harry Dupre, number 27, the Yellow Kit Fox, the Spirit of Lewis.
Our fastest aircraft out here, Steve Henry's amazing build. Enrique, brief us up on the current engine that Steve's running.
Steve is running the Yamaha Sidewinder 998 Turbo. That is a 3-cylinder Yamaha snowmobile engine.
Listen to this.
You guys ready? Harry, you ready? Steve, you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1,
He's getting about 13,000 RPMs right now.
And Harry Beaupre in the number 1 lane in the Kit Fox.
One of the hardest slipping pilots we have out here.
Big slip, look at that. Now watch Steve Henry just blast out of this turnaround. So what allows him to turn that kind of engine RPM is a Skytrax gearbox that takes that engine RPM and reduces it down to a reasonable RPM for the propeller, somewhere around 2,000 or so. And it also has a clutch. Full slip, flaps deployed, or flaperons in the case of the Kit Fox. And then watch when they land, you'll see the flaps immediately retracted, getting the weight off the wings and onto the wheels for maximum braking effectiveness. Our Formula One's taxiing by now.
got a failure to stop lane.
Sounds like Harry scratched with a failure to stop down at the turnaround.
Incomplete stop. So that's one of the few rules we have, is you got to come to a complete stop at the turnaround, landing on or beyond the line.
Can we give a little love to the Formula One?
Yeah,
guys?
here come, wave to your Formula One pilots as they come
Give
by.
a big wave.
That is air
Thank
racing
them.
at its finest right there. The start of it all, Formula One air racing.
All right, we've got number 73, Psycho Billy in lane 2 in his Carbon Cub, and Devil Girl 2, piloted by Eddie Sanchez in lane 1.
Anitra, I think these are going to be our second, third place aircraft. Are these our fastest 2 and 3 aircraft?
I believe we're looking at 2 of the top 3 aircraft in the gold class.
Both highly modified engines. And you could hear it. Good turns both lanes. Who's going to get stopped first? Looks like Eddie got a good lead in that. Highlander dropped the flaps on the binders. What do we see?
Got him, Eddie, by a hair. No scratches, no penalties. Clear to taxi. Tip ball
And
ready.
the Devil Girl 2 takes the stop on that race. We now have number 84, Aaron Greer, in the orange and gray Moose Knuckle Highlander, and Big Tuna, number 66, piloted by John Hocula in the Zenith 701. This was a close race last time.
Aaron Greer started out STOL Drag Racing very early in his pilot career. He was one of our lowest time pilots in an old 182, and he's really come a long way with it.
Aaron Greer did his first traditional STOL competition just 1 month after gaining his certification.
And the Zenith is our only tricycle gear aircraft out here this weekend. And he'll have a little bit more of a challenge here at the turnaround, getting the tricycle gear aircraft turned around.
John's running those knobby, looks like tractor tires on his mains to help him stop to get that turnaround.
And you got to take a look at all the suspension modifications these aircraft have. And John Huckle in the Zenith has some impressive belts and suspenders style suspension built into that Zenith aircraft.
Okay, we are hearing from Steve Thompson, the chief lines judge, that those are both good turns.
Lane 2, Aaron Greer takes it. Another challenge with the tricycle gear aircraft is you'd think it'd be easier to come to a stop because you could just lock up the brakes and not worry about flipping the aircraft. But as you lock up the brakes on a tricycle gear, you put the weight on the nose gear, you unload the main wheels, and you will slide.
All right, we've got number 80, Bo Ellis, in that mini wagon in lane 2, and Brian Steck, number 221, in STOL Blowout. These are both Legend Cubs.
2 legends and 2 legend Cubs.
That's right, Bo Ellis's Legend Cub is got a Skywagon tail, and that's where the name Mini Wagon comes from.
Bo has a beautiful 180 Skywagon that he's rebuilding, and Bo lives at a really neat private airstrip just off to our left called Bodad, California, and was completely surrounded by wildfire here a few years ago, but they were able to save his house and his hangar.
And they're both off at the same time. It looks like they had a simultaneous turnaround and to race back. Looks like Bo's got the lead. That does not mean he's going to take the win because Brian Steck is running that reversible pitch prop.
Watch this landing and short rollout.
Copy.
Wham! He hits the reverse on that MT prop and stops.
Looking good. I think you got him unofficially. Ryan clear to taxi. Bo follow Brian. That was really close. Next two, come on out.
What do you think, Lily? Think it was number 2 lane?
right, we've got the Kid Foxes coming out. We've got Ty Firkin and Evinrude, the number 4 black and white Kid Fox. And then we've got Brian Bowen and STOL Fox, the black and yellow.
We're cleared up, course. Timers, are you ready? Johnny, we're going. Here you go. You ready? Davey's ready. Brian, you ready? Ty, you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, speed up.
We've got the famous 3-2-1 COK that launches these aircraft as these 2 Kid Fox race down the 2,000-foot course to the turnaround.
Now, Dietra, Brian's running the Yamaha 4-cylinder engine in that one?
That's correct. That is the Yamaha Apex.
Capable of nearly 300 horsepower.
And that Yamaha is a snowmobile engine. We have several aircraft running those in this race.
That's the neat thing about experimental aircraft and the power sports industry. You can take a lot of these snowmobile or watercraft engines, modify them with a Skytrax prop reduction gear drive, and get them in these aircraft for incredible performance and lightweight.
All right, Steve Thompson has reported that those were both good turns.
Great run, Brian Bowen. I think takes that one. Clear to taxi time. Follow Brian. Great run, guys. Next 2.
Lane 1, Brian Bowen. Gets your stop first.
Well, we have a little time. Let's go into, you talked about suspension earlier. The idea is to not bounce.
That's right.
When you touch down, your suspension is modified so that it stays on the ground and then puts as much weight on the big tires to keep the brakes effective. So it's a big balancing act of high tech. Go.
That's right.
All right, we've got Hal Stockman in the Lawnmower 3. That's a Frankenstein Rotax build, specially done by Hal Stockman. And we've got Austin Clemens in the Aviation Husky. Both of these aircraft are running the Beta props, which is reversible pitch prop. You'll hear Hal already engage his.
Mechanically in reverse. Don't scratch, Hal.
Now, Austin has to wait till he touches the ground to engage his because he's running a hydraulic.
So he's got to have his engine RPM at idle before he can hit the reverse on the propeller in the Husky, the MT reversible pitch propeller. Neck and neck, look at that. Okay, Austin, you're going to have to nail that reverse pitch perfectly to beat Hal. Because that's a much heavier aircraft.
If he can engage that Beta, he can take it.
What do you see up there, guys?
All right, looks like Hal takes the stop in the Lawnmower 3.
The lighter aircraft takes it. That's an amazing performance by young Austin Clemens, just 20 years old, in the Aviation Husky. That's a fairly heavy airplane, around 1,600 pounds or so, versus the ultralight Rotax powered Brands S7 by Hal Stockman. The lightest aircraft that we have out here weighing in at just over 600 pounds. Ooh, might have a possible scratch by 3 inches.
All right, we've got in lane 1, number 22, the Beast, and Cessna 175, piloted by Jeffro, as we like to call him. And then we've got number 11, the Grasshopper, the Just Aircraft Highlander, piloted by Dave Curlin.
Looks like number 1 lane is down first.
Looks like they've stopped at about the same time, though.
Look at that, they turned around exactly at the same time. That's Dave Curley in the number 2 lane, correct?
That's correct. His number 11 Grasshopper Highlander.
Now, the lighter aircraft should be able to stop first. Floating over the line without a slip. But he's got all that extra weight to dissipate that energy.
I think you got him, Curly, by a hair. I thought tail wag was just for a third taxi.
So Curly takes it by a half.
One round. This next one's going to be fun. We're going to give Bruce a 20-second head start for the mighty Steve Henry in Wild West. Steve beat Bruce by seconds. We're going to give you a 20-second head start, Bruce. You should be at the halfway. Steve's going to catch him. One round, you're going to love this. Roger, you're going to count. I'm going to come across the radio. I'll give Steve the 10-second countdown, yeah.
Okay, this is what we do to make things interesting for Steve Henry. Is so darn fast that we're going to delay the start of the second aircraft by 20 seconds, and he's going to have to catch him up. So watch this. Watch Bruce try to catch Steve Henry. The other way around, watch Steve Henry catch Bruce. What I'm trying to say. Chris Josephson here's got me all messed up.
That's right, Bruce Graham's got a 20-second head start. Steve's going to launch off this line, run around, catch him. I think Bruce will be down before Steve even. Here he goes.
Okay, now watch this. Bruce is almost all the way down to the turnaround, and here comes Steve Henry. Over 400 horsepower, 13,000 RPM. Get him. Bruce comes to a full stop. He's already turned around, and he's heading back. Steve is down. Stop. Oh, yeah. Watch this. Spin around. Go. Get him. Here he comes. Just ripping out of the turnaround. Can he catch Bruce? Bruce has already got the flaps out, slowed down. Steve's catching right up. Throwing it into the line. Boom! They touch down at the same time. Who got him? You get him? Yeah! That's the way you do it. A timed event.
He caught him and stopped first.
Now that's show business, man.
That's right. That's what we got to do.
You know, I'm thinking, no fair to Henry. It's a lifetime. 20 seconds is a lifetime.
Yeah.
But look what happened.
That's it. Time and money.
All right,
That's all
we've
it
got
takes.
number 21, Kevin Palmer in the Kit Fox in lane 2, and Kathy Page, number 85 in Lunacy for Carbon Club in lane 1.
You ready? Here we go on the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, see ya!
Kathy Page pulling a bit of lead in the Carbon Cub. Stock Carbon Cub complete with the cargo pod. Kevin Palmer, Trent's brother, hometown favorite, in the red Kit Fox, number 2 lane. Kathy gets touchdown first. Full stop. Spins it around. Oh, pretty closely matched at the turnaround. Kathy Page, a airline captain for Spirit Airlines, comes out of Arizona. Good turns. Kathy's got a good lead in her Carbon Cub. Carbon Cub being one of our gold title sponsors for STOL Drag Racing. Come on up to Yakima, Washington and pick you up a STOL Drag Ready Carbon Cub.
I think you got him, Kathy. Clear to taxi. Kevin, follow Kathy. That was close. Really close. Caution, guys. That lane 2 did a rip off. You got small tires doing it.
And it looks like that one was too close to call. We're going to have to go to video review to figure out who got the stop on that one. All right, we've got Tony Sanchez and God Bless John Wayne, his Super STOL, and Rod Hewitt, number 11, in the Angry Kitten, his Rams S7.
Cleared up. Timers, you ready? Rod, you ready? You ready, Tony? Here we go. On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1.
their stock-bonized Rotax engine.
Brown, watch the stuck mic on the BCA, Juan Brown.
Will do.
I'm good either way. If you want me to run with Harry like I've been doing or not, whatever.
Looks like they stopped at the same time.
Yeah, though it looked like the number 1 lanes landed first, but they got both stopped. That's where the turnaround can make or break one of your times on this course. Rans with a good lead over the Super STOL in the number 2 lane.
All right, rod's down, and Tony has now touched down. Who gets the stop?
Wow, that was a great race. Clear to taxi. I can't really tell. I think Rod got him barely. Clear to taxi. Let's expedite taxi. Give me 2. Let's go.
We think that was the number 1 lane stop first, but not sure. Probably so close. Another video replay.
All right, the Skywagons are back out. Love these 180s with Ty Burlingham in the red wagon in lane 1 and Warren G.
Ty, are you ready? Warren, are you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, deal.
And at number 46 in the lane 2. Warren with his wig-wag slip.
Look how short these get these big wagons stopped in.
Simultaneous stops.
Oh, Warren's got him at the turn this time. Now remember last time the rookie scratched.
You already gone twice this round?
All right, Warren's got a great lead here. Ty gaining though, because it's who stops first, not who lands first, so it's still anybody's race.
Good turns.
We're hearing
Number 2
lane
lane.
2 takes the stop, so Warren gets the stop on that one, beating out the rookie.
Now the 180s don't have the advantage of that suspension that Danny was talking about. They still got that sprung steel Whitman style landing gear bouncing them to the moon, so that takes some pilot effort to not bounce the aircraft.
2, 1, deal.
And Harry Bupre, number 27 in the Spirit of Lewis, his yellow Kit Fox is running solo.
Since we have an odd number of aircraft.
Yeah, I love to watch Harry fly. He's got such an aggressive slip. I love watching them.
Yeah, watch him. Look at that. Just bleeding that speed off as quick as he can. So we're looking at both ends of the envelope. How fast can your aircraft accelerate and how fast can your aircraft decelerate? And that's why this 2,000-foot long drag race course is a great equalizer between aircraft of a wide range of performance. So you can run what you brung, bring your stock aircraft out here and produce some really good times. But if you want to be in the gold, you got to win it in less than a minute. Floating over the line and bring it to a complete stop. Some of our other gold title sponsors we have here for STOL Drag Racing is Tempest Aero Group, where we get all our aircraft accessories. McFarland Aviation Products, that's where you get your MT propellers. Come see Brenda, she'll sell you one today. Watt Wheelan Aerospace Technologies, our bright LED lights that you see on these aircraft.
Are you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, see ya.
And that's the See It to Big Tuna, number 66 6 in that Zenith 701, and Aaron Greer in the orange and gray Highlander, the Moose Knuckle.
Come on, John, you gotta, is he off the ground? You're supposed to fly to the other end, not taxi it.
See, you laughed at me last time, but I was like, did he taxi all the way down?
One of the few rules we have is that you're supposed to fly to the other end. Very close turnaround.
So the Highlander has the advantage in that tail wheel because he can flip it around a little quicker than that tricycle gear on the 701 Zenith. Aaron gained the advantage there on that one because they stopped at the same time.
Good turns. Thrown in the slip, flaps out. Over the line. Full stall 3-point landing. Retract the flaps and lock them up.
And Aaron Greer takes the stop on that one. Now we've got number 221, the Moac Legend Cub. That Scooter STOL, piloted by Brian Steck. And Bo Ellis, number 80, in that mini wagon. That is a Legend Cub with a Sky Wagon tail. We've got the Sia and they're off. Brian Steck is running that into reversible prop that you were just talking about, Juan, and you can hear him engage that. If he can get his cards right and his timing right, you'll hear him and you'll see a big old cloud of dust down here at the turnaround.
So he's got to chop the power, kick it in the slip, lower the flaps on speed, find the line, hit the line, retract the flaps, get it, make sure the engine's in idle, hit the reverse prop, add power, jab a bit of reverse, power off, spin it around, blast off, flaps down.
That's it.
Then retract the flaps.
Easy for you to do.
Yeah.
That's all. This is a close one.
Look at this. And you're looking at that guy right next to you, looking, when is he going to chop it?
Man, what a photo op. So close. They're both down.
Kevin sailed into that a little earlier. Who was it?
Taxi, clear to taxi. I think that's
Lane
the
2,
third time in a row.
Brian Steck takes the stop on that one.
So that's the advantage of that reversible pitch prop. That's the secret weapon. You can come in a little bit later, but you can get it stopped first with that reversible pitch prop.
All right, we've got Brian Bowen in the Kit Fox and Ty Firkin. So it's a battle of the Kit Fox. We've got Evan Root, number 4 in lane 1, and Brian in STOL Fox in lane 2.
3, 2, 1, see ya!
The Yamaha-powered Kit Fox.
That's right, Brian's running that 4-cylinder Apex.
With a big
Yamaha
composite prop.
snowmobile engine.
Ty Firkin from Caldwell, Idaho. Flies crop dusters for a day job.
Looks like Brian gets the jump on the turnaround.
Let's do it a little Steve around. The crowd loves it.
Brian with a tremendous lead on this race.
Big slip by Ty Firkin.
They both are good turns. And it's already called. Brian has stopped. He took that one by. All right, got a battle. Pitch props coming. Austin Clemens, number 62 in the dog, that Aviation Husky with that MT reversible pitch prop. And we've got Hal Stockman in the Lawnmower 3.
And Hal's prop, of course, is mechanically reversed, a Duke propeller.
You ready, Austin?
You'll hear.
On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, wheel.
And the MT propeller, of course, uses engine oil pressure to engage its reverse pitch.
If you listen carefully, you can hear Hal engage that really early. Like now.
So Hal doesn't need to slip or anything anymore. He just messes, he's got his hands full mechanically dealing with that reversible pitch prop. Now he's got to get it out of reverse, into forward, get the thing spun around, power up.
So that's why you'll see on approach, Austin slips and Hal doesn't. Because he's using that reversible pitch prop to slow him down, and Austin's using that slip.
From all the way back to here. Listen to that. Now this is not a record. Don't do this at home, kids. Yeah. It takes a lot of practice and skill to do what Hal's doing.
And Hal is stopped.
Good run, clear to taxi. Austin, follow Hal, give me 2, let's go.
All right, here comes Jeffro, number 22, and the Beast, that's Cessna 175. And Dave Curley, number 11, the Grasshopper, adjusted aircraft Highlander.
Hey, Tim, do you want to come up and race Bruce? We're cleared down, we're cleared up. Timers, are you ready? Curly, are you ready? Are you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1, deal.
All right, so I see this is Cessna 175 on, but it's a tail wheel.
That's right, he's highly modified, got a Continental 0470 engine. Heavy aircraft versus very light aircraft. So the 175 is faster.
And it's also originally a tricycle gear.
That's right, converted to a tail dragger. And the lighter aircraft can accelerate quicker and stop quicker. Look at that distance
And he did.
difference.
Dave Curley and the Grasshopper got the stop by a hair.
And the 175's got to make up all that distance from his turnaround. Ooh, I'm hearing a
Jeffro scratch.
Yeah, scratch. Lane 2. Jeffro in the big 175. Just landed a little short of the line at the turnaround. Got to get it on or over the line.
Give me 2 more, clear to taxi.
Lane 1, Dave Curley in the lighter aircraft gets her stop first.
Got Bruce Graham in Yellow Thunder, his number 7 Carbon Cub taking the line.
Holding you for 16 seconds.
And
If we let you in, we'll never hear the end of it. Okay, we're cleared down, we're cleared up.
we've got Tim Shellhorn, number 73 Psycho Billy.
Okay, we're going to do another delay start here. Tim Shellhorn's extremely fast, so he's going to get a 16-second penalty start in an effort to match him up at the finish. It's also a good testament to our timers.
2, 1, see ya.
And Tim Shellhorn is off in Psycho Billy. You'll notice all the heavy equipment on the side of this Carbon Cub. I was talking to Tim in the pits. The reason he has the heavy equipment, he thinks kids love heavy equipment. We think about our Tonka toys. He is really passionate about getting the youth involved in aviation and passionate about flying and becoming pilots.
Bruce has already turned around and coming back. Let's see how quick Tim can get this thing turned around and catch Bruce and see how they do at the finish. Bruce is giving her the beans, now chopping the power. Here comes Tim. That highly modified Carbon Cub. Oh, Bruce is going to win one for once. Oh, yeah. Finally, Bruce gets one. Our kidney donor gets one.
All right, this is a great lineup. We've got the two Highlander XLs coming out on the line. We've got Wild West Steve Henry in his number 44 Yeehaw 8. And we've got Eddie Sanchez in his number 48 Devil Girl 2. Eddie just took delivery of this airplane a couple weeks ago, and they are both running Yamaha 998 Turbo Sidewinder snowmobile engines.
Steve, you ready? Are you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1,
Oh yeah, listen to that thing blast out of the whole shot. Eddie's got to spend yet even more time and money to catch up to Steve Henry, and that's racing. Steve to the full stop, spinning around, watch him just blast out of the whole shot. He'll take off in less than the distance of his fuselage length. He's down in the low 50-second course times at Steve Henry now.
We've got confirmation that it was a good turn in both lanes.
But Eddie's come a long way in his Highlander to pull those kind of speeds and be competitive with that aircraft.